good evening there, viewers. Y'all know what we're here to do because it's that time. You miss us because we missed you. But it's not necessarily our fault. Things do happen. Real life comes into play. And sometimes the schedule just gets busy. We get hemmed up by real life, but we're here now. And that's what matters. Folks, this is Clout.WAV. But this isn't just a one-man show. This isn't something I do solo dolo. This is actually a thing where I get carried. I get to be in the backpack. You know how often that doesn't happen for me? You know how often I gotta lug people around and go through this tedious, strenuous, arduous journey and task to keep everybody else afloat. But on this show, I just get to sit in the backpack and watch. Subtle Fraudulence, the man, the myth, the legend. Welcome. Welcome back, buddy. How you doing? You doing good?
No, man, I'm not doing good at all. As you see, the new Tekken patch came out, and the biggest nerf of all, the biggest nerf that you don't even hear these people talking about it. Make that a clip right there. See, you won't even guess who got nerfed here.
Oh no! Talk
So
to me. Who was it, big dog?
there was some tech that people were doing with their costumes. At the very least, I saw this with Alyssa, where they were her little new battle suit costume has like a leotard in the middle, like a one piece thing in the middle that you can change colors of, and they were changing it to nude color so that they could have like the horny hentai like battle mech girl outfits, and apparently fucking Bandai Namco was like, get that out of here, and they stopped people from applying the nude colors to that.
So I did see a tweet about that, and like people were saying like, the game's unplayable now! How dare they take the ability to have flesh-colored clothing? I wanted to have enunciated nippleless breast on my screen. And some of them have even gone as far as to like, obviously some of the people who make tweets, they're clearly joking. But what they don't understand is that there are times where there's some people who ain't joking, and they really about that action. They say, yeah, man, uninstalled the game. Gonna reinstall my Street Fighter mods. I can't take this. Or, like, you've seen I'm sure you've seen the tweet where people say things like, yeah, that's what they do. They advertise to us saying, oh, yes, we're going to be able to get into the game and be perfectly fine. And then they take it away after they get us to buy the game. Those cretins. And there was, like, talking about Final Fantasy VII. Like, Aerith apparently was wearing a certain shirt that was very low cut. But apparently then they dropped the patch and they brought the shirt up and they were like, no, my cleavage. And like they basically self-destructed. And I'm like, how down bad are you?
I heard the same thing about about Tifa. Like apparently, so Tifa's stacked. She's got some heavy hitters in in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and she has like a swimsuit outfit that you can wear like throughout the game. Apparently, allegedly, there was a patch that addressed that and shrunk the size because people were going nuts. I mean, rightfully so. Listen.
I'm listening.
Even
turning my headphones up. Turn you up in the headphones.
Even I was affected, man. Look, I saw it too. I enjoyed what I saw. I also am on the side of like, nah, leave it alone. But so far that I've seen, they haven't actually like patched it out. I've seen people taking screenshots of their games and they look the same. So maybe somebody was trying to get one over on people, get some of that Twitter money, But I don't think Square Enix is going to go out of their way to like patch the game to like shrink boob size, especially not for Tifa, who I think they were the same size in the first game too. So I was like, who cares? Also, shout out to the cosplayers who were accurately portraying that costume.
And this ad was paid for by the Milkmen Enthusiast Club.
All right. What's the call from Final Fantasy 16? He's like, you know what? This fantasy of yours is gonna be final.
Hey, some people get paid to write and voice things that sometimes we go, look, I get it's a bit, but are you sure? Are you sure? I mean, last time we heard something like this, it was, don't shoot. This man is not black. Like, there are times where you just go, don't know about you. But first thing on today's actual docket is 2XKO, which is not as easy to say on the tongue as Project L or Radiant Battle Zone or Legends of Battle or whatever they could have called it. They had options. But 2XKO for 2 times knockout. And honestly, it sounds like a game is a live service game. That's what that title kind of sounds like to me. If you say it 2 times knockout, it's not Fusion Frenzy. It's not going to catch on.
What's a better name? Dragon Ball Fighter Z or 2XKO?
See, you want to know what's funny about that, right? Everyone says it's called Dragon Ball Fighter Z. But in Dragon Ball Z, there's clearly a space. There's no space for the Z in Fighter Z. So I'm like, it's called Dragon Ball Fighters.
Fighters, yeah.
For, for the sake of the IP. But I see people saying, yeah, I play Fighter Z. And it's like, it's not. Stop doing that. You know? It's kind of weird. Like when I heard someone say, hey, man, you ever play PN03? And I was like,
what
do you mean PN03? He's like, yeah, PN03. And I'm like, wait, are you talking about product number 3? He says, no, it's called PN03. And I said, oh, Lord Jesus. You got to stop. You have to stop.
Listen. See, this introduces the conversation of maybe 2XKO stands for something and they're going to tell it to us at EVO when they reveal the gameplay or whatever.
And if it's called 2 times knockout, I'm done. Like, here's the thing. I'm not interested in that IP in any way, shape, form, or facet. So either way,
but you should be.
It's irrelevant. To me, don't get me wrong. I will play the game because it looks like mechanically it has everything I want. And it's going to have server-side online technology.
Yeah.
So if you're a Wi-Fi player, no skin off my back. I'm not sweating you.
It's good on my end. That's all that matters now.
The meme will finally be reality. It's good on my end, boss. You can say it. So honestly, that's all I cared to know about. I was like, all right, that's all that it took to win me over. Now, as far as the League of Legends and the deep lore that lies with, I don't give a flying fluke of a fuck about that. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
How dare you say that so close to Arcane Season 2 coming out? Come on, man. Like this podcast is sponsored by Netflix. No, it's not.
I was gonna say, where's my money, huh? Since when? Where'd you get the paperwork? I didn't see no paperwork. I ain't even see paper. Where's the parchment?
The existence of Arcane proves that even League of Legends doesn't really care about their lore until now. Because there's a lot of like retconning going on with that series, but like that's like apparently that's the official lore thing to look at when it comes to like the lore of the show in general, or the lore of the series in general. But like, I didn't care. I mean, it's like, I started the game, you pick Garen for the tutorial, and it's like Demacia. It's like, oh, that sounds like a nice place, and then you just continue playing. Like, oh, this lady has guns? Awesome. I want to play with her. This lady has a gun, a long one? Oh yeah, I'll play with her too.
Hey, at least they got a lot of champions, man. I'll give you that. They have a lot of things to sink your teeth into. But that just kind of opens the door for 2XKO can have a long shelf life, guys.
Exactly.
Long shelf life.
Just like Grand Blue. Don't fuck it up by being like, now we have Grand Blue Rising. Like,
and one of my favorite things about how they've tackled the art design behind 2XKO is that it has that ageless like style. Like, if you take a game from like 2001, there are some games that if you just upscale them, look fine. Have you ever played Jet Set Radio HD? Timeless classic. It'll always be timeless. Yep. What if you take games that are trying to really, hang their hat on how realistic they look? Like by the time 2040 gets here, you're gonna look at MK11, MK1, MK2, and whatever the next game is that comes out in 2030, and you're gonna be like, man, this is some dog shit. We accepted this at a time. But you'll still be able to look back at a lot of 16-bit games, cell-shaded games, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this out of the essence of my soul, but there's some Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario games that, even to this day, like Mario Sunshine, you can be like, damn, this looks pretty clean. It's crisp.
Yeah.
It's 60 frames per second. And it fucking works. That's the only issue that we have to, like, that's the only, like, asterisk that we're worried about 2XKO. Like, it's promising a lot. And don't get me wrong, we've seen the people who are on the team. We know it's in good hands. But at the end of the day, when you're dealing with Tencent money, you never know what might happen. You never know. It could be a field of dreams, and they put tax on those dreams, and we never really get to the full splendor that we were promised.
Hey, man. It's also got the aspiration that it's going to be just like the regular League of Legends, where that's the only game you're going to have to, like, you know, purchase anything for or play or whatever. They're going to have 2XKO, and then they're just going to add stuff to it for the rest of its life, or for the rest of however long they want League of Legends to have a fighting game in general.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, while that's cool as an idea, I've seen the MOBA audience, okay? I have seen the fighting game audience. One is as big as the sun, and one is kind of like the size of, like, Africa. Maybe we'll go with the size of South America. But basically just one continent. The other one's as big as the sun. We are dwarfed in a way that I don't really have good words for. So, yeah, you can do that when you have like 500,000 players online all the fucking time at all times of the day in multiple regions. But there is no guarantee that the pitfalls that have plagued fighting games for years are not going to rear their ugly head here yet again. Where, sure, a bunch of people might be all there for week 1 and week 2 and maybe all the way to close out the first of the month. But then once month 2 gets there and things get a little stale and, you know, the people start leveling themselves out and finding where they fall within the pecking order, they might be like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. I'm actually just going to go back and play regular League. Some people may be like, wow, that was cool. It's like that one character I like in Arcane. Arcane Season 2, and they ain't looked back at 2XKO since.
Listen, anybody, let's just, you know, say this right now before we have to say it in, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months. Anybody that plays 2XKO, the free-to-play game, and decides, you know what, now I want to go back and play regular League of Legends, they're a pariah. We don't need to hear anything else from them. It's like, all right, you've said enough. I don't need to hear words from you ever again. You've proven to me that you're that person that I don't even want to hear your voice. Get out of here. You know, it's simple as that. You know, we know where to put the League players. Like, you got to put them all in one room so that they can, you know, be sad at each other instead of at us. Like you don't have to make me depressed by saying that phrase. Invoking League.
You mean it's time to shame your entire team in the all chat?
Exactly. It's like, why don't you type that in the chat for your games, or you're playing with, I don't know, a bunch of other people who are just angry at life in general. Like me, I'm fine. I want to enjoy my life. That's why I'm playing the fighting game.
I was gonna say, so you said that with a straight face. That's impressive.
Well, you know. What do you think is going to be more enjoyable? Getting mixed up in 2XKO? God, that's not going to catch on. Getting mixed up in 2XKO, or playing League of Legends, playing a full game of League of Legends, which usually, if you're playing like a competitive game, any sort of like PvP mode in that game, you're going to take at least an hour.
Here's the thing. I'd rather get cooked and like, damn, I guessed for game, and I guessed wrong. GG's. On to the next. As opposed to, damn, 8 minutes in, I know this game's cooked. This shit's ass.
You stuck.
And you be stuck because your team kind of start trying to fight back, But there's that one person on your team where you just look at him, you just go, "You bottom feed bitch, dying every 180 seconds on cooldown," and that includes your respawn time, buddy. Your respawn's up to 2 minutes. How do you die as soon as you walk back in? And you stuck there for 37 minutes because every time you try to concede the game, people on your team said, "Nah, man, we still got a shot."
Yeah, we can still do this. That has to be one of the worst. One of the worst features. Like, hey guys, I want to quit. And it's like, no, you can't do that because the whole team has to agree to quit here.
I'm telling you, it drives me mad. And like, I don't play League, like, because I'm not a MOBA guy like that. But even a short game that's like 10 minutes at most of Pokemon Unite, when we be like, all right, bro, it's kind of rap skis. Like, we got this dude, he's up here feeding. And then this one dude alt F4 the client. And now we got a bot. Let's just go ahead and retire. And then like, 2 of us are like, yeah, man, let's get out of here. And the other 2 are like, nah, man, we can fight. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I never thought myself as a hothead. I never identified as a hothead before, but man, I'd be wanting to get on the mic like, listen here, 5-year-old Billy. Your Pikachu's ass. It's time to shut it the fuck down. And you know, I don't want to take anything out on the kids. I don't want to take anything out on anybody at all. But sometimes enough is enough. What was it that Michael Jai White said in The Dark Knight? Enough from the clown. Because I'm tired. I'm sick of it. But hopefully,
you know what? You just it doesn't dawn on me that Michael Jai White is just in that movie. Like, he's not even like,
yeah, he was Pencil Man. He was Pencil Man. He's
just there, like.
Which is why I'm convinced that like he was recording a movie for something else, and he was just in the studio and said, "Hey, Michael Jai, you want to be this Batman thing? Oh boy, do I!" Enough from the clown. But speaking of enough from the clown, yeah, that Willy Wonka shit's kind of sad, D. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know how we got there, because look, you want to have a Willy Wonka experience for the kids, and then you hire people, and they're reading the script of what they're supposed to do, what they're supposed to say, and they're asking questions like, "So you said it's gonna be like a giant like vacuum, and y'all procured the vacuum? Does it work?" And they said, "Oh, we haven't made the vacuum yet." But the check cleared, so you got to show up to work. So when people saw what the set looked like and how terrible it was and how abhorrent everything was put together and how rushed and last minute, and honestly, like there wasn't really a care in the world or an ounce of passion put into this project, it was funny to find out that a lot of people who are working it as the actors were just as surprised to see what wasn't there as the paying customers. Because some of them have had interviews on TikToks. Some of them have had interviews where, you know, they've just been, you know, talking amongst themselves in public forums. And they were like, yeah, we were just as blindsided as all of you. Some things looked weird, but the check cleared. And trust me, folks, when you sign up to do a job, I don't care what the job is, and your name is affixed to it, and you got paid up front, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to show up. You're going to show up. Especially when you never know who might be connected to this project on the back end, who, you know, this might be a good chance for you to rub the right elbows and just say, hey, we took one for the team, and we might get something back in some sort of, you know, compensation later on. Or someone's gonna be like, hey man, we kind of owe you one, how we hold you this time. So, you know, they show up to do their due diligence, you know, make this chicken shit into chicken soup. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, if I was a paying customer and I showed up and I just saw what was basically BronyCon or whatever the fuck that convention was for where they had the fucking ball pit in the middle of the fucking gymnasium, and that's all we got, bro. Nah, I'm kind of tilted. I'd be losing my fucking mind.
Listen, this is the true danger of AI when it comes to, like, the promotional material was done using some sort of AI generated artwork. So it promoted this idea that was going to be this whimsical, amazing experience. And they got there with a fucking warehouse with like some creepy looking people who had no idea what to do and fucking like terrible sets and like just bad all around that you paid money for this. And This is the world we live in. You got to check these things. You know, you got to be like, hey, is that real artwork of the real experience? Because listen, I've been clickbaited also. I've been clickbaited before. So like I know, man. I'm shopped
It's not
on
even just
wish.com.
being clickbaited. Did you see the video of that Oompa Loompa? It looked like, look, I don't want to insult her appearance, but she looked like she was an intern that was like a librarian, and they said, "Hey, fam, put this wig on and this dress. You're gonna be an Oompa Loompa, and we just need you to stand here and just do random things." Because she doesn't look like she looks like she's embarrassed to be there, and she looks very uncomfortable. And then you look at what she's surrounded by. Looks like this woman is cooking chocolate meth. Have you seen that photo?
Yeah, I
Like,
have. And
she
that
looked
woman
like
has come out. She made a video of herself saying, she's the actress, who did it and was like explaining the situation. And she looks nothing like this in her video. Like she looks like, a normal, average human being who is capable of joy. In this picture, she looks not only miserable, but also like maybe, just maybe, if I come close enough to whatever the hell she's cooking over there, I might get stabbed, and that's not fun. Or maybe that's the Willy Wonka experience. I don't know, because he did murder a bunch of children in that.
I sure would hope not, Jim. I'm gonna tell you right now, I would very much not like to see that actually.
Well,
because for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, I'm gonna get it on screen here. What you see right there on the left, that right there is what they advertised. That was the advertisement. What was on the right is what was there when you showed up there. They got a little Rainbow Bridge. It's not quite Rainbow Road. And then you see warehouse. One of these pictures is selling a dream. I don't see not one life-size lollipop anywhere, much less a larger-than-life one. Big scam. And you know what's funny? This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Willy Wonka event leaves kids in tears. Quote, it looks like a meth lab. I didn't even get to that part yet. They saw what I saw.
Yeah.
Breaking down bricks, chopping up O's. Is Spinner Man in the building? Is Willy Wonka in the meth lab with us?
Listen, man. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to make the money, right? Isn't that the new wave, to just scam people out of their hard-earned money instead of actually giving them a product that's worth it? I mean, why not, right? They're still consuming something. Like, oh my god.
I mean, forget about just the AI advertisement. The script apparently that they had was 15 pages of AI generated gibberish, and it had a made up villain called the Unknown, an evil chocolate maker who lives on the walls.
AI generated scripts should not be like, that shouldn't be the final draft. If someone AI generates a script, someone else should read this and make sure that it's like good or legible or
look. Funny conspiracy theory time. Let's get the tinfoil hats on. This was somebody who was tied up in a whole bunch of legal issues and various other choke points in this project, and they just thought it was never going to come to light. And then one day they made, they had no preparation. They had pretty much given up. They hadn't made any sort of strides in keeping up connections and various other things. And they just got that tap on the shoulder at 2 a.m. Ring, ring, ring. Hey, bro, you got you certified, and we'll see you in February. And this was a last-ditch Hail Mary scramble to try to assemble something that culminated in an event that was based off Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but not a single ounce of chocolate on site.
Is now not like the weirdest time to do something like that too? Like to be like, yeah, let's make a Willy Wonka like physical experience for people. Was it because of the Wonka movie? Because I mean, that movie also barely featured chocolate, if I remember correctly.
Because the Wonka movie came out what? It was late last year, wasn't it? It was like December, mid-December, something like that.
Maybe it was like early this year. Hold on. We
No,
have
I want
technology. We are not
it has to be.
cavemen.
It has to be mid-December because I remember it
It
came out
was
for my
December.
birthday.
Okay, it was December. You're right. You're right.
So you had that, and then they said what kids were given instead of chocolate was. Okay, I'm gonna say this without laughing. This is for the kids. I don't want to laugh at the kids, but what they got was a single jelly bean and a cup of lemonade. And from the
A
looks of
cup.
it, a cup
Huh?
of lemonade.
This can't quench my thirst. Like what is this? Like a cup?
Yep, a cup of lemonade.
It better be a Stanley cup. Like what the fuck?
Wait, hold on. So they have a video of the villain that lives in the walls.
Oh no.
And it looks like Palpatine wearing an MF Doom mask.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh my god, what? No.
I mean,
They couldn't even give that man gloves, bro.
If you gave the plot of the original Willy Wonka movie to an AI, I wouldn't be surprised if they interpreted that as a horror, like a horror film, because of the things that he does to get to the end, and then he like berates the child who figured everything out and survived everything. And it was like, no, actually, that was a trick. I'm lying. You win. You got everything. I respect you, kid. The other kids, no, they're dead, but it's fine.
Bro,
You win.
That man hit him with Mortal Kombat-esque fatalities the entire film, and was just like, no, man, they did it to themselves, bro. I'm not liable. And then he was like, man, you suck. Get out of here. You get nothing. Good day, sir. Man turned around, went back on the chair, and the dude was like, I'll give you my piece of candy. He says, my God, you get it. Generosity.
It's all about the candy. It's like, you just killed a bunch of kids for eating candy.
Sorry, you want to know what it reminded me of? I don't know if you've ever seen Sword Art Online. But that first season where that dude was like, yep, I'm a terrorist. Yep, killed everybody. Killed all them kids. Gave them CTE. Gave them all types of post-traumatic nightmares and disorders. But I want you to carry on my legacy, the sequel game. It's right here in this USB file. Take it, my son. What? We are not about to have a casual conversation like you didn't kill hundreds of thousands of children and adults and people who were just like, man, my 9 to 5 sucks, man. Time to put this helmet on. I'm dead. What? You killed Salaryman Joe. Salaryman Joe ain't do nothing but be a salaryman, and you kill him. Also, some of these people are hooked up to these things. They can't shower. You know, some of these people, you know, they need insulin. So imagine you laying there in a coma, and now you just got to hope that your parents or your loved ones, your significant others, or your children remember to get your diabetes shot every...
Nah, man, it's like Don't Worry, Darling, where someone will come out and just, you know, take a rag and just drip some water into your mouth a little bit there, you know, clean you up a little bit while you're stuck in the VR universe.
Oh my, all right. Insane behavior is what this has turned out to be. Holy shit. But yeah, man, never, if it looks like something weird on the flyer and at no point do you see names or you see anything that's telling you up front of who's going to be there, how they're going to be there, or actual live video and pictures of the set to prove that these people are qualified to not only do this, but at least have done this before in some capacity, yeah, man, don't believe it. Don't believe it, because one of the most memorable things to come from this is when the second lady came up to start helping at the meth lab, and it says, a second Oompa Loompa has been spotted. Like, oh my God, bro. Like,
listen,
a total debacle.
I don't know I don't like one, who's asking for this? Because like when you watch the movie, I don't think you want the experience of the people who are in that movie. You know what I mean? Like those kids were like getting drowned in chocolate and stuff like that. Like you want that? Because that's the Willy Wonka experience. If you want free candy or whatever, just go to like, I don't know, go to the Nestle factory or something, like go to a regular chocolate factory, visit your local Godiva or something, but like you don't got to spend all that money to do all this, because there is no such thing as a Willy Wonka experience that sounds appealing to me if you've seen the source material, especially that Tim Burton one. So like, come on, man. Like,
that Tim Burton one had a budget. This did not. I'll tell you that right now. Say what you want about the Tim Burton rendition of that film. It had a budget.
Bro, it's hard out here, man.
Your wall behind you and my wall behind me have more of a decorative budget than whatever the fuck they put together out there in Glasgow. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Come on, man. It's hard. They got Brexit and, the coronavirus happened, and, the times are tough, inflation or whatever. And what was the name of the British dude who was like British Donald Trump? That guy got pushed out. And
okay. I'm glad you put another identifier in there. That British guy who's British. I was like, what? What are you saying, bro?
I mean, all they have for joy is Love Island All Stars now. So like, they're doing the best they can.
I mean, fair, very fair.
I mean, have you seen their food? Like, they put beans on toast, and they're just like, here you go, breakfast.
Not the brekkie. But all that aside, as you know, it's tough making any sort of content. It's tough to make dreams come reality. It's tough to be the unknown man living in the walls. But it's also tough being an online content creator, because apparently, as you guys have heard, that Hassan and various other people have been getting into these heated debates online about whether or not being a content creator can lead to a huge, downright diabolical amount of stress on your social battery, and making it feel like you're really alone in this world. Making it feel like, man, I'm really just racking my brain over every single piece of hardship that being a content creator full-time has presented me. And I'm just hurt and absolutely broken into pieces. But I got to overcome and persevere and record that reaction content. But jokes aside, obviously, yes, there is a toll that comes with being an online creator full-time. Because I'm going to tell you right now, for some people, y'all are too trusting. Y'all are too friendly. Y'all think everyone's got your back. And y'all are in for a rude awakening when everyone else that you're talking to and sharing the yucks with are not your friends. They're business partners. And you see them as friends. They see you as business. The moment throwing you under the bus, doing a burnout on your corpse becomes profitable, you best believe you're going to wake up on Twitter seeing, I always knew that such a fraudulent guy was such a fucking bitch. I knew he touched women. Huh? What? What are you saying right now? And it's just like, they ain't ask you nothing. They ain't got no facts. They ain't got no evidence. They have nothing. They just went ahead and just started doing donuts and victory laps at your expense, because the people who have the clout at that time have swayed against you. And you can have all the proof you want. You can even prove yourself innocent. And then some people will inevitably just go, I mean, yeah, I guess he's innocent. And they will downplay their involvement because, as we already know, the apology is infinitely less loud as the disrespect was.
I think it's really funny that this whole thing started from Keemstar, of all people. Keemstar. If you see a clip on the internet and it's posted by Keemstar or Drama Alert, you should be ignoring it most of the time. You should be ignoring it, because it's usually some like rage bait out of context, like nonsense, so that he can continue to make money off of people who just want to ignore his love of young girls. It's really weird, but honestly, like, so the 20-second version of the clip is that he said that streaming takes a bigger toll than like a regular job, and then the full version of the clip is that he said that. He paused for a few seconds. His chat was like freaking out, and he goes, no, social battery, guys. I'm talking about social battery. When I had a sales job, versus my streaming job, I could like go out and have drinks and like do social things after my sales job. After streaming for, 8 to 9 hours, I don't want to do any of that. I could do physical labor, but actually going out and socializing with people, I do not want to do that. I, want to stop socializing because I've been, talking to people, mostly people who are like trying to argue with me for hours. And anyone who's in that position would feel kind of tired unless they're like, like a machine or something.
Where's the thing? When you get to that level of popularity, I feel as though like at some point you realize that your social battery, while it's not infinite, it's very finite. And the problem is that shit's 24/7, 365. You don't get to turn it off. Because if you have a strong, structured opinion and you put it out there on the internet, your ass can go to sleep and your phone's at like a fucking Beyblade. That shit is letting it rip. It's going through, it's making its round. It's left its target audience several times. And you wake up in the morning, you got a bunch of people calling you slurs. You got a bunch of people calling you every derogatory term in the book. You got people who are saying, this guy's wrong. And worst of all, sometimes you'll get people, you made a 90-second post. They took 37 seconds, clipped with excellent, and I mean excellent, pinpoint accuracy to make it look like you said something completely different than what you said.
Yep.
Because they only wanted to put out what pushed their agenda and could sway people who rock with you to no longer rock with you. Sometimes not even having a point. Sometimes they'll have 22 seconds of a clip and then they'll put the hands up emoji and be like, hey, look, I'm just saying. And then somebody else sees it and they immediately just hop on there. Or I know you don't follow what happens in the Overwatch community, but what was it? A few days ago, you had the whole thing between Questron and Awkward, where Questron was basically saying, listen, it's tough. I work really hard on my content, but I just don't feel like I'm getting the return on investment for how many hours I put into this and how much I sink into this and how much of my soul I give away to this job of content creation, as opposed to the monetary and financial returns that I can't make enough to live off of this. So it racks my brain. It hurts. It makes me feel inadequate because, sometimes I feel like maybe I just need my lucky break. There are a lot of people who are really successful in the content space of the game that he plays. And they're like, yeah, man, you next up. But they keep saying he next up, but he don't ever get the, he don't ever get the rub because I believe he lives in the Netherlands. So it's not like he could do like big time collabs with a lot of the US streamers and stuff like that. And, he has his own subset of hardships. He was upset. And then another streamer who is a little bit more, clouded up than he is, pops in there and he goes, listen here, bro. You're lazy. You want to know how I know you're lazy? It's because you're fucking fat. You want to know why you're fucking fat? Because you look unkempt, because it looks like you don't go to the barbershop. You're dirty. That's how I know you're lazy and you don't work hard. So this whole you work hard on your content thing, I don't want to hear that. You're lazy. That's number one. Number two, I looked over your profile. You don't deserve those followers that you say you want because you ain't grinding for real. Your content's not good, even though a lot of people do like his content. And it's like, you went out there and you vetted and you were vulnerable. And then some dude just kicked down your door, unsolicited opinion, and just said, nah, you're ass. Actually, you're fat. Not only are you fat, you ugly too. And dirty. Huh?
That's the funniest part of this. Like, two things. One, everyone's response to this whole thing, because if there's ever an example of like the person who is consistently getting clipped or like getting into controversies because their takes or whatever get out of their target audience, it's definitely that guy. It's definitely Hassan and probably Asmongold at this point too, because he was a part of it and he was like, yeah, he's right, but whatever, right? The main thing is, it's funny that the responses from people were proving the point because all he did was like, he was, just chatting it up with his stream, talking about his experiences and stuff, just chopping it up with them. And then somebody decided to post a clip of that shit online and everyone was like, you're rich, son of a bitch. Give me your job then. Why don't I just turn on my computer and stream like you? And it's like, what? Well, one, why don't you? Where's your stream? But two, it's like, that's the point. Dealing with shit like that all the time can be like super taxing mentally. And my second point is people don't like, no one actually gives a fuck. Like none of that shit matters. Nothing that he said there, none of this none of these opinions really matter, because the freaking like oppression Olympics that people go through when it comes to like how hard their jobs are, it never gets to the conversation it needs to, which is, why is it that your job is apparently harder than his, but you get paid less? Maybe you should examine that. Who is paying you? Who's in charge of paying you? Why would they pay you that much if your job is so hard? Why can't you and other people who work in like the same kind of field advocate to make more money in there? Like, why is your labor being taken advantage of like this? And funny enough, that dude is one of the ones who's like, no, you should be getting paid what I get paid for your job, because like, you know, your job is harder. That's the guy who's like doing whatever he can to like try and change that in society. But people will respond and say, how dare you try to change up the way things are instead of allow me to work hard? What about the people who work so hard? Shouldn't they be millionaires? And it's like,
look, there's some people who just want to yell and hear their own voice and just see likes go up on their own opinions. That's literally all they're there for. They're not here to actually further a conversation or come to a solution, or even come together to pool resources to come on everybody's side with a greater level of understanding. That's not what they're there for. They're just there to be loud and be quote unquote boisterous and proud about it. Now, that being said,
they're there because they don't like him personally. They've seen maybe one of the other like countless like clips of things that have happened. Like, you know, one of the main things that that I've seen some people that I know who don't like consume a lot of this. They don't have the brain rot that some of us online people have, and they were like, yeah, I don't like that guy. I saw the clip of him like getting mad at a trans person in his chat or whatever, and like berating them or whatever, right? And it's like, yeah, if you see that clip and you don't like him, that's you know, your opinion or whatever, right? You can not like him for that. You know, that situation was I think it was like during the like JK Rowling thing, someone who's like, you know, a frequent like chatter of his was like constantly like, I think they were like pushing about like him talking like try to advocate for like trans people or whatever for like the Harry Potter game or whatever, because he said that he wanted to play it but he wasn't going to, or some shit like that. And he just like, he lost his shit, and like it was very unnecessary. So the shit that he was saying, it was very wild. And him and that person pieced it up offline, you know, like that person apologized for like trying to like push him to talk about it when he didn't feel like it. He I believe apologized to them for the way that he talked to them. That person sent him gifts. They're like, you know, a chatter in his chat, I think like a mod, and you know, all this stuff, right? There's someone who frequents his stuff and other people's like content too, and like maybe he helped them like get a job or something too. But like, yeah, like they pieced that shit up ages ago. But if you've seen that clip and you're like, I don't like that guy, you can do that. But if you see him talking about some like constructive shit, like how hard your job is and how like mentally taxing his job has to be in order for him to like make money and shit, and how mentally taxing your job probably has to be for you to make money to like make ends meet and shit, and you're just like, how dare he say something like, it's like, it's because you don't like him, and that's fine, but like, don't take the subject and use that to express your dislike of him. You know, engage with the topic. You know, why is it that your job is so hard and like you're not a millionaire? You know, why is it that, you know, our jobs are so hard and we're not millionaires out here, but the millionaires are like, you know, sitting in their ivory towers looking down at us, making legislation to ruin our life, you know, that kind of shit, right? Like, think about it, talk about it. Instead of like, I don't know, complaining that like streamers have the cushy life or whatever the fuck. It's like, listen, streamers are lucky. Streamers, that dude specifically acknowledges that he's lucky. I think like Asmongold also was like, yeah, we're all really lucky and fortunate to have these jobs. But I think Ludwig got into some shit because his first video was like kind of drama baity. or whatever, and then he put out a real video of his real opinion, which was none of you care about this, none of this matters. The people are already stopping to like talk about this or whatever, because ultimately it's just for people to have a moment, not for them to actually like constructively get anything out of this, you know, which sucks, because it would be nice if we could make things better for everybody, you know, so that people didn't have to work the super hard jobs. You know, it'd be nice if we, you know, thought about things like how that Willy Wonka experience company decided AI artwork was going to make things better for them, and it like ruined their fucking image, because
it honestly made it worse. If they would have just wrote Willy Wonka in like Times New Roman font on a flyer,
it would have been better.
Probably would have been better, because now you didn't promise them. It's like, hey, bro, it was Times New Roman. What you think? What you think we had?
Right. Because right now we're taking the human element out of the wrong things. You know what I mean? I don't need AI artwork. I need, you know, like some automated, I don't know, the make my car or some shit, you know?
Not the animatronics. I am Willy Wonka. Like, is that where we're going with this?
Nah, because Five Nights at Freddy's.
That's true. But to go back to some Overwatch drama that's in the same vein, there's a person, I don't watch their content, but basically every time she ends a game, she goes to a be right back screen, and people are having gigantic conspiracy theories about why she's doing this. And I know what you're thinking. Wait,
Train wrecks?
Conspiracy theory over?
Get a juice up, guys.
No, it's not. It's not even that deep. So when the game's over, she goes to a be right back screen and then waits for the next game, and then whenever she's in that game, then she comes back. She doesn't actually go anywhere. She still interacts with the chat. So some people say, yeah, it's because we know that she's not a real top 500 gamer. She doesn't want to show her rank. That's right. That's steep. And like there are people who are like got big tinfoil hats on, saying that, you know, she's not this, that, and the other, blah blah blah. She can't be this good. Like, you know, then yeah, some people say actually it's because she doesn't want to be stream sniped, and you know she doesn't want to do this, that, and the other. And it's like, well, maybe they're going and looking through profiles, and you know they don't want to, you know, dox anybody on accident, or maybe they're one of those people who doesn't have game capture. They have window capture, and every time they alt tab from the game, everything would be visible. Now, you know, whatever they got going on, I don't know. Maybe they're a big hentai fan, and their fucking desktop is just Magilla Gorilla riding something that he ain't supposed to be riding. But that's not.
Yeah, learn something, streamers. Vosh, Atrioc, learn something. Go to a different screen if you're gonna try and access your porn folder on accident or whatever. So we don't have to see it.
Here's what I learned. I didn't know that there were so many people who just use window capture and don't like record each application separate. Like, to me, that was so insane to find out that so many people don't do it that way.
Yeah, the screen capture thing, it's so common, because it's like, I know it's convenient, but I don't want you seeing whatever's on my screen. I don't even have anything that I need to like hide like that, and I don't want you seeing what's on my screen.
Well, no, so basically, you want to, because I was a victim of this. So I had a relatively public, you can share files with me, Google Drive with some people online, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, some of our business work for some of the conventions that we've staffed, they had sent me a bunch of files. So I clicked on the files and everything was normal. However, there was this blurred out file that was next to the files they sent me. And I was like, what the hell is this? And I clicked it, and it was somebody getting their throat rearranged. And that was on Hitbox. That was on Hitbox TV, so at least it wasn't on Twitch. But the point is, trust me, I'll never do display capture again, because I don't know what you guys could be sending me. Especially now, with how Twitter works. Oh, I'll be damned if I show my Twitter timeline. Because you can't even do it when you're safe. Because Twitter will auto-refresh sometimes. So all of a sudden, you're reading a thing to your viewers, and all of a sudden, it flashes white, and the next thing you know, you got some girl twerking. You see
pussy
all her
in bio.
You see pussy in bio, pussy out of bio. They out here shaking it. Touch it, twist it, butterball biscuit.
Or worse, you just see a video of somebody getting hit by a car or some shit, man. Twitter is crazy.
I don't know if you saw my tweet the other day. I was scrolling, minding my own business. It was just this woman and her daughter, and they went to like Macy's or some shit, and they were just walking across the crosswalk, and then some dude in one of them big Dodge SUVs was going at least 85, just eviscerates them. And I'm like, I'm just scrolling through the timeline, And it's like, oh, nice cosplay. Oh, some Helldivers footage. You guys are funny. Some Peacekeeper hype, or excuse me, Peacemaker from Mortal Kombat 1 hype. All right, cool. 2XKL. Project L finally got a name. Neat. Yeah. Snuff film. And it's like, no. Or that one time we were at our boy Cardis's house, and he was scrolling through his timeline, and we saw a man just get killed in a drive-by. Like, it is insane what's happening with social media platforms and how you can casually snuff film jump scare.
Moderation is a myth at this point. It seems like what the hell, you can't even report someone for legitimately having racist, anti-Semitic shit all over their profiles.
But if
we didn't say anything wrong.
But if you have one of those tweets that says something like along the lines of, say something terrible about this movie, they say, man, this movie's fucking shit, and then when you hit reply, that's when the moderation team says, whoa. Most Twitter users don't like this type of inflammatory language. Are you sure this is what you want to tweet? And it's like, oh, so you got something to say to me. But not pussy in bio. Watch how the goo-wop spreads out. And I think another tough thing is, I do see, since we were talking about social batteries earlier, to stay a little bit on that train of thought, there is this thing that I see a lot of streamers do where they say they're a cozy stream, or they're a safe space streamer, or they're it's a chill vibe stream. That's technically false advertising because you're not in control of that. I know it's your stream, but anybody can come in your chat and just say whatever, and it's too late. Like that it's already been breached.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, those streams have to be heavily moderated to just get all of the shitheads out of it. In a way. And usually the streamers who do that have cultivated an audience of people who are chill and are not gonna I don't know, cause a ruckus as some Twitch users.
While that's true, there's not much you can do with NetherRealm invasion.
Right.
You just get a bunch of we've had it here, even on this podcast. We'll be sitting here chopping it up, and then we'll just see no name users 847 pop in there and just say, I see the Big Nose Gang is back at it again, breathing up all my air. And it's like, can you come up with better racial humor than that? Come on, man.
No, they can't. You think racist people are funny? Come on, bro.
No, I don't care if they're funny. I just want them to be creative. Hit me with something I ain't heard of before, man. Is that too much to ask?
Let me type it in ChatGPT, see what he can give up for me here, Mr. Sir. Well, he just told me the big nose thing again, so I'm just saying that again.
That's right, B plus spear chucker. Sir?
It's people who do that are usually 14. So, kids aren't funny.
Did you just watch the Boondocks yesterday? Come on now. And some of these people, they don't even believe half the shit and the vitriol that they be spewing. They just want someone to talk to them because they know if they just said hello, they said hello in so many chats. And you know what happened when they said hello? How you doing? Hello, streamer. Answer my question. They were ignored.
Yeah. And you know what? I advocate for streamers to just ignore the shit out of people who are trying to cause a ruckus. Sometimes someone will come in there and try to ask some dumb leading questions to try and get a rise out of you. Listen, time them out. Be like, hey, did you learn? Did you think? I know some streamers get a lot of bullshit for banning people too much. I for some reason trolled the comments of some of the posts that were complaining about Hassan when I was looking into it, and I saw a few things of people just being he just bans people when they don't agree with him. And I'm like, how did you disagree? What do you mean? You came in there or probably yeah, you terrorist, you don't support the, and then he was just all right, well, you're out of here. I've seen this dude get mad at people who get in there. 9 times out of 10, he'll ask the person some questions, he'll interact with them, and then whether or not, depending on how reasonable they're trying to be, he will leave them alone. But if they're there to be a shithead and ruin someone's psyche, man, I've seen tons of streamers do that, and they should, because the button is there. You don't need anybody harassing you for no reason. Like if you're over there trying to like cultivate a certain vibe with your stream, and then someone's coming in there to fuck it up, you just be like, yo, get out of here. Like I'm like, not here. Do that somewhere else. That's allowed. It's legal. I mean, shit. If you really want to, cause some shit or talk some shit to somebody, just go to Eris's chat or something. He'll scrap it up with you, and then you'll get banned.
Maybe you're not banned fast enough in some of these cases, because like sometimes this stuff happens, and it's just like, how do you
You know
continue
what?
to do it?
That reminds me of the time. I think you and I were both at this convention, but like it was a convention that we were at, and we were like in a game room or something, and there was a guy who was like, "Yeah, Little Tier God banned me from his chat yesterday," and it's like that's not an accomplishment, man. That just means
And bringing it up in real life, it's like, come on, bro. Like now, like
yeah.
Is this mental illness? Is this what mental illness looks like? Because you know what was crazy? I don't remember. I don't know if you remember this, but I want to say it was MKX. We were in the AWA game room when they moved it to the really shitty hallway area.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in there, and I was beating a bunch of people. Then there's one dude who sat there, he had to be like 24, 25. And then there was like this one dude and his younger sister sat down. And the younger sister clearly was not old enough to be playing a rated M for mature game, but whatever. It's the game room. She was like 15, 16 or whatever. And the dude, and like all these dudes started sitting next to her, and I was like,
Flag on play.
what's happening right now? Because then she was next up to play. I beat her, but she did better than everybody else who had played me up to that point. And I was just like, hey man, you're pretty good. And I was like, but we were done. Because I think either you had a tournament or Cardis wanted to go see something, and we were leaving. And then as soon as I got up, dude said, hey man, don't worry, I could teach you how to play the game, girl. And then that dude was just like, he's like, hey man, I see you trying to spit game. She's like, I'm 16. And then he was like, I mean, I'm just trying to teach you the game. And I'm like,
Jail.
what the And that's when the older
Jail.
brother said, nah, fuck this shit. Grabbed her by the hand, they left. And I was like, did y'all not see? Did y'all not process what?
Maybe.
By the letter of the land, no, he didn't do anything illegal. But folks, if you were there and you there are certain hand gestures when you doing Birdman hands and you kind of biting that bottom lip and look at somebody the what's over. Creepy. You look like you about to do what Diddy be doing. You about to be the P Diddler.
Listen, part of me, like, I just had an idea of like maybe I should just bring like go to jail cards to a convention. Just in case, whenever you see something like that, just give them the card. Go to jail. Sir, I heard that. Here you go. Go to jail. Like, simple as that, because
not to lock his ass up.
Like
I don't know, like it's weird because like then there was that one dude who really wanted to shoot his shot at this cosplayer, and I don't know if we want to name her name, so we won't. But this is the reason when Bolt was gonna hit that dude with the trash can and went up to his room and started beating on the door.
Yeah, because we had heard that he possibly was going to try and do something with a minor. So,
yeah, the information came to us like very passively, but it was like she was like, "Oh yeah, I know her. She was in the so and so friend group, and I know she's 16, and the dude she's with is like 28." And we're like, "Hmm? What do you mean 28?" Like he's like, "Yeah, her parents let them, travel together because they live close to each other. She really wanted to come to this convention, but I think they're doing more than the parents may have given permission to do." And then we saw them kissing on the elevator, and then Bolt said, "Nah, fuck that," and then got he picked up a fucking the fucking trash can at the convention center and took it on the elevator because he was going to beat the shit out of the guy with the trash can. So we've seen some shit. We've seen some shit. So shout out to Bolt, man. Put things in
a
action.
girl amongst us all.
I mean, we went up there. He beat on the door for about 20 minutes, and dude didn't open the door. He got the kid to open the door, and she's like, "No, we're all good here. I don't know why you're being so angry at him, but it's okay. And she just shut the door. And at that point, I mean, there's nothing you can do. Now you just a big 6'2" black guy with a trash can. If they call the cops on you, you're going to jail. Especially since, apparently if the parents gave him permission to travel, as long as, there's no rape kit investigation, there's nothing you can really do. So, like I said, it's weird out there. There are definitely some suspect people out there. So, if you go to a convention, I see why you need to be in friend groups. Unless you could protect yourself adequately. But going out there solo dolo in the real world, in some of these places where you got a couple dozens of thousands of people around, let me tell you right now, it's more than just some that are fucking insane. That's all I'm saying. Some people are just way too crazy to be let off the leash. Like them homestucks. Should be stuck at home.
Oh my God! Listen, listen. We don't need to go into the stories about the Homestuck cosplayers, but like, actually, I want to ask one question. Do you think previous Homestuck cosplayers have become has-been hotel enjoyers who are gonna like cosplay that this season? Because
look, I'm not
I
gonna lie to
feel
you,
like
bro.
that's what's
I'm not
gonna
gonna lie to you,
happen.
bro. It wasn't until I was in the Overwatch lobby and someone said, "Do you guys like Has Been a Hotel?" And I was like, "The fuck is that?" And they said, "No, man, it's a great show. You gotta look it up." So I looked it up, and I was just like, "Is this a Homestuck fucking spinoff series? Like, it's like, what the fuck is this shit?" Like, no disrespect to anybody who likes either series. It's just never something that I paid any fucking attention to. And holy shit, you might be on to something. You might be spitting there, fraudulence. You might, that might be something that they're into.
I don't follow it enough, but I know that like I believe it started off as like just like a YouTube like online like show like cartoon show that someone made, and then it got picked up and now it's on Amazon as like an official like Amazon show, and that's why it's like so popular now, like because it's on Amazon Prime. But
Right.
I've been seeing people like reposting like screen caps and stuff from it and being and like turning it into their personality and stuff, and I'm like, this feels like the days when like foamy was like the big thing, you know what I mean, when like it's like, oh, I love Invader Zim, foamy, and fucking Homestuck and Homestar Runner are my favorite things to ever
Look, I've
consume.
never seen Homestar Runner. I don't know anything about Homestar Runner. All I know is that Shock 44 loved Homestar Runner, and if anything that motherfucker loved, you gotta stay the fuck away from.
I
That's
just
all.
remember
That's all I'm gonna say
Strong
about
Bad.
that.
That's it. That's the only part of like Homestar Runner that I like know of. I didn't consume it either. I don't know. I just wasn't.
Wait, hold on. What's it called?
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Strong
Oh,
Bad.
okay. No, not that. None of that. Someone in the chat said more like Has Been Hotel, and I said, "Is that not what it's called?" And now I see, no, it's HAZBIN Hotel.
BIN. Yeah.
Okay, my fault. I was being even more disrespectful to the show than I first thought led on. Because I damn sure thought that. I was like, that's not what it's called.
Hey man, look. Fucking. Yeah. That show is catching on, and I'm like this is either going to be a nice wholesome thing or it's going to become the next red flag signifier, so hopefully it's not that, but who knows, man, who knows.
Yeah,
Cosplay season
either
is
way, it's gonna be tough.
among us, so
I mean, we'll find out in a couple months when good old MomoCon rolls into town. Also, I don't know if you saw, they made the MomoCon announcement, so it's happening. It's finally
i
out there.
I mean, I did see a image of the games that are going to be run there, and that there's going to be the big, was it 5K Smash Bot again this year, so
Yep, and a couple of other $1,000 going to the various other games. Because it's going to be, was it 1K pop bone? Or no, excuse me. 5K for Smash Ultimate, 3.5 for Mario Kart, and 1,000 for Splatoon. And funny
man.
enough, we got top billing. No,
What a world, man. What a
just saying.
world we
I'm just
live
saying.
in.
I noticed the tweet. That's all I'm saying. Although it's going to be in a different building again. I think we're in building C now.
Where the hell is that?
I ain't like how you said that, bro.
Like,
Did you go to, wait, hold on. Did you go to DreamHack?
not this year. I
Yeah,
went
okay.
the year
DreamHack was
prior.
also in building C, I think.
Bro, they just keep changing it, man. What are they doing? Maybe is it bigger this year? Do they have a better floor, or are we going to be
Oh,
stuck in a basement
vibranium?
again?
I don't want that vibranium floor, man. My feet hurt, bro.
Yeah,
Oh, did
my
you?
feet hurt
So I
thinking
found.
about
So
it.
I found out. So I found out that Cautis actually has like a foot injury that's been long standing, and he still has it since being on vibranium floor of building B. So
Oh man.
yeah,
Well,
like it's something he actually had to go to the doctor for, and he's still getting treatment for. UGL's gonna kill that man, bro.
oh well, you know what? Maybe this year they'll fix it. They'll fix the problem. They'll have better floors. It'll be a better experience. We'll all enjoy ourselves.
I hope. I hope. He really is truly our strongest soldier. That man is fighting the hardest battles with that. But, anyways, I think that's going to be enough to bring this episode to a close. Hey, shout out Cautis, man. And shout out to the rest
Yeah.
of you for watching this. And for those of you on the YouTube side of life, make sure you come over and you watch us on Twitch at twitch.tv/subtlefraudulence and twitch.tv/BPLUSEFFORT. And yeah, we will see you guys more than likely next week. Wait, actually, hold on. Let me check that. Let me not lie to y'all. Okay, next week I may actually be in Biloxi, Mississippi. So, because I didn't realize the
Yeah.
7th was a Thursday.
Oh my
Oops.
god.
Oopsie, big
Yeah.
oopsie.
So we're taking a week off.
Well, at least you know it up front. Anyways, yeah, I should have some videos scheduled to come out. And Subtle Fraudulence, I mean, he's workaholic. He's killing it over there in the content creation game. What you got in the chamber for us? Any sneak peeks?
No. No sneak peeks. I have to like rewatch something for like a bigger video.
Right.
I have a smaller video that I need to make about a show. Other than that, I'm doing streams. Streams, clips, go to the TikTok channel to see clips. Support the TikTok channel and the Twitch channel so that I can be boosted to give you more of those things. Support the YouTube channel so I can be boosted to give you even more content. I'll work even harder if you come through with the support. That will motivate me to give you all the content that you want and need.
Big salutes to
Support.
the rest of you. And remember, the mute button is a powerful thing. You don't have to tell them that you blocked them. Just have them chirping at the air. Angry internet user types at cloud. Anyways, later.